The U.S. is airdropping humanitarian aid to Gazans displaced by the war, along with several nations, including Israel.
Vice President Kamala Harris is now demanding Hamas agree to a ceasefire, even though the terror group is refusing to give Israel a list of all hostages still alive. CBN's Chris Mitchell reports from Jerusalem.
Several nations, including Israel, are dropping aid to Gaza by air in an attempt to get help directly to the citizens of Gaza, who the UN reports are on the verge of starvation. The IDF says much of the aid going into Gaza by land is stolen by Hamas, and tells CBN News the humanitarian crisis serves the propaganda goals of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. Ceasefire talks resumed in Cairo, but Hamas refuses to provide information on the well-being of the hostages, a key demand by Israel. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris says it's up to Hamas to agree to the ceasefire.
Let's get a ceasefire. Let's reunite the hostages with their families, and let's provide immediate relief to the people of Gaza.
Harris criticized Israel for not doing more to increase aid into Gaza and said humanitarian aid convoys must not be targeted. The IDF denies it targeted Gazans and says it's reviewed last week's tragedy when more than 100 Gazans died in a rush to get aid.
Our initial review has confirmed that no strike was carried out by the IDF towards the aid convoy. The majority of Palestinians were killed or injured as a result of the stampede.
Retired General Amir Avivi tells CBN News the war is at a critical moment.
Because the Hamas retreated to Rafah, all the leadership is there, the hostages are there, and now this is the decisive moment where when the IDF will go into Rafah, this will be the defeat of Hamas.
In the meantime, War Cabinet member Benny Gantz traveled to Washington and is expected to meet with Vice President Harris. Prime Minister Netanyahu rebuked Gantz, saying there's only one prime minister, and told Israeli officials in D.C. not to meet or help Gantz. Some see the impromptu visit as an attempt to undermine Netanyahu and pressure him to make more concessions to the U.S. In hopeful news, students have begun to return to the southern community of Sderot, 5 months after the Hamas massacre on October 7th.
Look at the joy. If we were looking for a symbol of victory, so look around. This is the symbol of victory of Sderot. This is the symbol of victory of the people of Israel.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.